Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
Shout out to my Aussie sluts, Kiwi Kingsters, and all the other international fan whores. This is Billy Procida, and you're listening to the Man Whore Podcast. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to the show. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, you've got a fantastic episode this week with comedian Kelly Fastuca. Known her a long time, fucking hilarious chick, and going to tell you more about her in a bit. But first, well, we got no show dates for you, but July 9th, here in New York City, at I think around noon, I'm going to be getting naked in public on 47th Street and 2nd Avenue. I mean, it's for a purpose. I'm not just going crazy and stripping down and running in and go. I'm not going streaking. I'm participating yet again this year in New York Body Painting Day. Yes, renowned artist Andy Golub, he's a body painter. He throws this event every year called New York Body Painting Day. He also does it in Amsterdam. And just 100 nude models get painted by 100 artists in a public square. There's all sorts of fun artsy reasons for it. I just think it's fun to be naked in public and get painted to look like, how cool is it? I get to be turned into a work of art. It's the one time a year I look at my body, I'm like, I'm a pretty canvas. So come on out to that July 9th, New York Body Painting Day, 47th Street and 2nd Avenue. It's going to go from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So if you want to see Billy's cock and a lot of boobs and bushes and all sorts of parts, come on out. It'll be a good time. Let's see. I won the naked roast battle against Andrea. That was good. Doing a lot of naked stuff. Yeah, I know. It is the Man Whore Podcast, isn't it? That was a good time. I'm recording this on Monday and I am fucking exhausted. I had an unexpectedly active weekend and wow, sometimes I just go like, is this my life? Is this really what my life is like? So P invited me to like a poly dinner. It's all of like her poly friends and their partners. And it was basically her saying, look, I want you to meet my friends in a non-sexual setting. They made a rule. It was actually, there was a very active debate on the Facebook event page of whether or not play would be optional. And so there was like a group of defectors going, no, we would really prefer if there would be no play happening at this party so we don't feel uncomfortable. And me, I didn't take a stance because, you know what? I am just a guest. I'm just trying to not piss off her friends. As the night went on, they broke their own rule. And that was a lovely surprise orgy. Just, it kind of like devolved. I learned the meaning of the word devolve by the way in which this party went from just like a fun little potluck to just all out dicks and pussies and orifices and wetness all over the place. Accidentally got a hickey from like some 22-year-old. Oops. And if that wasn't enough, then I knew the next night was this play party that I attended. This play party was phenomenal. They had an inversion table. An inversion table. It was so fucking cool. If you can afford it, get one. Inversion table. What is that? It's kind of what it sounds like. It's like it's a table, but it stands vertical up and down, and you get strapped in. Then they can tilt you back, so you're upside down. And so the experiment I proposed, for science, was can one not only get or maintain an erection upside down, but can you sustain one through an orgasm? Because all the blood's being rushed to my head, I'm like, is there going to be any blood left for my cock? But don't worry, everyone. It's possible. Yes, you can do. And so I got like an upside down blowjob. What? Never in my wildest years did I imagine such a thing. I got to tell you, the head rush was crazy coming back up, though. So they put me right side up. So now I got blood flow circulation issues coming from my cock. Now all the blood's going from my head back into my body. And so I'm just like naked and like people are holding me up to make sure I don't pass out. I'm like, but even if I did pass out, bang my head, get a concussion, maybe get like a gnarly scar on my face from like hitting it against a corner, I'd still look up at the medic and be like, it was so worth it. Not to mention a little bit of morning sex. And then if that wasn't enough, the season finale of Game of Thrones. Yes, I have secretly gotten into Game of Thrones behind all y'all's back. I want to say a shout out, by the way, to all my new listeners from Spotify. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the show. So I've been getting I got featured on Spotify as part of their like podcast sections. They had my podcast, right next to Ellen DeGeneres. I'm just like, oh my God. Hey, Ellen, how you doing? And apparently it caused an influx of new listeners. So I want to welcome you all to my podcast. I hope you all go subscribe to me on maybe iTunes or Google Play Music. Or, hey, if you like listening on Spotify, keep doing it on Spotify. I just started getting like a barrage of, is barrageman a word or is it barrage? I'm not sure. I just started getting a bunch of emails from people saying they specifically found me on Spotify. So I wanted to, and they're responding to like all sorts of different episode numbers. So I wanted to read a couple. I've got from Holly. Hey, Billy, came across your podcast today and saw this episode listed. You probably have herpes. So I had to listen. I can relate to everything Maria spoke about. Our stories are actually quite similar, and even though you can tell she is a strong woman for even being on the podcast, you could sense the pain this diagnosis has caused her. She is exactly right that you avoid fulfilling this huge want that you have, whether it's casual sex or a relationship. You immediately have to trust a stranger with your feelings and self-worth every time you disclose. I don't want to rant any longer because Maria already said everything quite well, but this was an important podcast. It is larger than people having herpes. It is a societal issue. HIV and AIDS are the same. Social stigma and lack of education causes silence, and everyone is either going to have herpes and die of HIV AIDS in the future if we don't talk about it. So thank you. And I wish I could become friends with Maria. I would love to get a glass of whiskey and share our horror stories. I'll keep listening. Holly. Thanks, Holly, for checking in. I got another one from Devin about episode 97 with Lily. A little bit of a throwback, Lily. Okay. Hey, just found your podcast on Spotify, and holy shit, it's awesome. I listened to a few, including the Bianca Del Rio one, but my favorite one thus far is episode 97, where you chatted with Lily about sex parties and polyamory. You made a comment about submissives and breakups. As a slutty bi dude, my last relationship was with a dominant guy. He and I had a conversation on roles and consent, and when we broke up, he was more emotional than I was. When I'm a sub, I have this mentality that I have all the power. It takes intense personal fortitude to willingly hand over control of your body. There has to be a high level of trust in your partner to not inflict unwanted pain and harm. Because I've accepted that role, I know I can remove consent and walk away. And if they continue without consent, I practice the theory of scorched earth, where I will burn down the ground they walk on with every ounce of power I have, even if it harms me further. This thought process has removed the emotional aspect for me to an extent. Am I sad when a relationship is over? Absolutely. But I find doms more emotionally invested and take breakups harder than subs. Just some food for thought. Devin. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, Holly. And thank you, everyone else who has been emailing me now that you've been finding the podcast. And thanks to all of you who email me on the regs. Love getting your emails. If you want to hit me up with your comments or your questions or, your booby pictures, email me at manwhorepod@gmail.com. As you all know, I'm also on Twitter at @thebillyprocida. You can say hello and use the hashtag manwhorepodcast, or you can join the conversation with your fellow fan whores on the Man Whore Podcast subreddit. There's a little comment thread for each individual episode. I also post press that I do. Like I just got interviewed by ManhattanDigest.com about my podcasting process. I also post sometimes, pictures, fun things up there. So that's at r/manwhore podcast for you, you kinky little Redditors, you. And now let's do the impersonal Patreon thank you roll call. Okay. This is the part of the show where I like to thank everybody who supports this podcast on Patreon. There's nearly 50 of you now. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 50 patrons. That is incredible. It's because of people like you I can do what I'm doing. So right now, thank you very much to Lance, SB, Jennifer C, Jazz O, Nelly H, Megan N, Justin C, Madeline B, Dave K, Ramon F, Sarah B, Dervla, Lauren A, Millie W, Brian W, Frank D, Jeremy B, Christina D, Holly F, Ashley J, Danielle D P, Andrew R, Catherine B, Alex S, Chris W, Lauren M, Gregory Y, Anna Super Slut, Ed B, Sean B, Steve D, Prickly Peach, Julian H, and hey, we're almost there. Sean N, Mary G, Jeff C, Corey G, Alfredo A, Mark G, Toby T, Emily S, Anthony C, Chris with a K, Greg A, Jeffrey J, Lawrence B, and the super sadist Sarah. Thank you all so very much. And you too can support the Man Whore podcast and receive a slew of great rewards. You can pledge as little as $1 per month, and you can cancel at any time. To do so, go to manwhorepod.com and click the Patreon banner on the side. Or you can go directly to patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. That's Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. And while you're at Manwhore Pod, be sure to get on the mailing list. That's how you become the first one to hear all the latest Manwhore news. That might be a last-minute comedy show in a city near you, or maybe a very special offer. So make sure to get on that mailing list, people. Now, I explained last week we were running a special promotion because we wanted to reach a certain dollar amount on the Patreon page in order to send me to Sex Geek Summer Camp. Well, for all y'all who may remember, there's a little bit of beef and a lot of bit of drama with a few sex educators and sex bloggers on the Twitter sphere who are not a fan of me. I've apologized. That's, to me, I'm done with that. That's, if they want to be mad, that's fine. They're allowed to be mad. I'm going to hold no more grudges. However, they did express to Reed Mahalko, who runs Sex Geek Summer Camp, they would rather me not be there. Reed and I had a productive chat, and at the end of it, he said, this year may not be a good year for it. I was like, all right, I can't force you to have me there. I can't force you to take my money. So sadly, that is not a milestone goal we can reach, but I have amended the Patreon page goals. There's a lot of great goals we're still trying to accomplish, including sending me to the AVN Awards or sending me to the Sexual Health Expo here in New York City this fall. It includes sending me all over the country to record episodes with my past hookups who do not live here in New York City. And just because I can't go to Sex Geek Summer Camp doesn't mean you should get this special bonus. In fact, I'm going to extend the offer. So if you make a pledge before July 31st, you will receive the rewards level for the reward above which you pledge. So if you pledge in the $4 range, you're going to get the $10 range rewards. If you pledge in the $1 range, you're going to get the $4 range rewards and all those exclusive mini bonus episodes. $10 range gets the $20 range, etc., etc., except for the $5,000 orgy. That one. And if you are an existing patron, if you simply double your current pledge amount, the same will apply to you. So if you are at the $1 level and you double to $2, you'll get the $4 level, and so on and so forth. It's just something special for you. I want you all to get a taste of these sweet, sweet Patreon rewards, these really fun bonus episodes that you can only get through Patreon. And again, to pledge, you can go to manwhorepod.com, click the Patreon banner on the side. Now, this week's guest is Kelly Fastuca. Kelly Fastuca is a hilarious stand-up comedian here in New York City. She's one of those Aussies. She's just been in Australia for a hot minute, and she just returned back to the States, and I had to get her on the show. She's just so fucking funny. and she's got plenty of stories and experiences to share. We had a really fun talked about just shitty dudes. A lot of talk about the shitty dudes. We talked about having sex with fellow comedians. And she aggressively grilled me about my sex party going habits, which if only she knew that I had a weekend where I did back-to-back sex parties on Friday and Saturday night, she'd be like, Billy, what is going on? It's always very entertaining when someone who's known me since I was in college or high school all of a sudden just discovers I do crazy sex shit. It's just like, yeah, man, I don't know. The podcast ain't new. So yeah, this is a great episode. It's a lot of fun. So right now, let's get to me and the accented Australian Kelly Fastuca.
Who's the girl?
This is girl. We call her P on the
P?
show because I don't think I've said her name on here yet.
Okay, where'd you meet her?
At a sex party.
What? You go to sex parties?
You didn't know this? So what happens when you don't watch my set? No, no, yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
I do those.
Do you touch boys?
No.
You just touch girls?
Yeah.
How many condoms do you go through?
I actually don't fuck at the parties much.
What do you do?
I'm like the guy, I don't like to fuck a ton of people. I like to fool around with a lot of people.
Right.
So.
Wow.
I might fool around.
Oh my God, my dick just got hard.
Yeah?
Oh, I love it.
Kelly's dick is hard.
Oh
Yay.
my God, I love it. That sounds awesome. So you go to these six parties, but I'm worried that if I went to one that everyone, not that I'm fucking the number one pig at the fair, but I feel like if everyone would be kind of, they would stink physically.
It does smell like Burning Man. I will say that.
Well, but they would also be gross,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people. The party I go to is everybody, all kinds of people are there. It's burners, there's poly people, there's everyone on there, all the spectrums.
Okay. Are we looking at threes? Or are we looking at 8, nines?
I've seen threes, I've seen 11s.
Wow.
It just depends.
Really?
Really?
Hang on. There's a bit of hair on this.
A little bit of hair on it.
I'm trying to get rid of it because it keeps touching my my own mustache. And, okay, I think that's better.
You good?
Wow, really? So what do? You just go up to a girl and nod?
I'm so shy. I am.
What?
I'm I'm a weirdo. I don't talk to girls at bars. I don't talk to girls at sex parties easily.
So who do you go with on your own?
If I go on my own, sometimes I go with a date, but I'll wait for girls to talk to me. That's usually
okay. So they'll talk to you, or you bring a date who's into it.
Yeah, but sometimes even then,
Is
my
P
date
into it.
Yeah, I mean that's where I met her.
Oh my God!
So I happened to. She started talking to me. I had sex with my friend in one room, and then I left, and I was walking through another room.
Naked?
And she stopped me and was like, "Hey," and
what? Everyone's naked.
Varying degrees of clothing, yeah.
What if I wanted to fool around and then put my underwear back on?
Yeah, do whatever you want. And you could go and not do anything.
Do you feel
just hang
creepy?
out?
Like people are looking at you too much?
No.
Because if someone looks at me when I've got clothes on the train, I'm just like, get the fucking.
We're all in the same boat, in there,
Man.
And sometimes I go there and I don't hook up with anybody, but I just have a good time and socialize. It's really like a party where there's sex.
And you have a drink and just chill.
Meet people.
Is there any
they're all interesting people.
Great.
I met a chick, she tosses fire. That's what she does. She's like a fire juggler or whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, so I just let her talk to me for 20 minutes about that. I met one guy, he did 10 minutes on rope. He had a rope outfit on. It was just rope covering his body. I was like, oh, you got your rope on. Tell me about your rope. And he did 10 minutes on just this type of rope it is. This is very expensive. There's other kinds of rope.
10
and that's
minutes
like this.
I ever heard.
You don't want to get the cheap rope because I'll leave. I was like, wow. I was fascinated.
Is there any time where you've seen this happen? I mean, this would be a good question to ask a woman, but have you ever seen a situation where a girl's fucking a dude and then, another girl's there or whatever, and then a guy comes up and kind of puts his, puts the hard word on the girl that's with a guy, and the girl puts her hand up and goes, no, not you. I'm with him. It's fine.
Yeah.
I will... and it's kind of
like a girl, someone turning someone down in the middle of a scene or something.
Or well, my my thing would be like a sexual assault that would be hard to determine because of the nature of the party.
Well, the nature of the party doesn't remove consent. Like everyone, you still need consent.
Yeah, but I wonder if there's a blurred line
action.
for certain people where they're like, well, I saw her fuck this guy and this guy. I'll just like slip it in while she's lying. Like she could be lying down, kissing a chick and then just slip it in.
But that still doesn't give you consent, James. That gives, Bob and Thomas consent.
Yeah.
You need to still obtain your own individual. So they pass these out at parties as a bracelet.
Yeah.
It says the party I go to is very consent heavy. Like if we were talking at a party, right? Like maybe we were flirting. If I wanted to, like, sometimes someone would like touch your shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. If I wanted to do that, I would have to ask, like, do you mind? Before I even do that.
Okay.
That's the rules at this particular party. Yeah. So that way there's no unwanted touch.
Great.
This bracelet clears all like basically non-sexual touch. So it doesn't say, hey, you can just grab my cock, but like if you want to touch my shoulder, I'm not going to have a freak out.
But with a girl that you see who's like, you're like, nah, I'm not into that. For whatever reason, you weren't attracted to her, and she was like, hey, and she put her hand on your shoulder. What would your response be? Would you be like,
well, my personal response is I'm not so sensitive about,
okay.
Okay,
she looked like you were really like, oh my God, she looks like my sister. I could not imagine making out with her, fooling around with her.
I don't think that would stop me, but I mean, it's some people just, they're very oversensitive to touch, and if like they got touched by someone they don't know, they're gonna have a fucking manic episode.
Yeah,
and that's why I think they have that level of rules. Me personally, like I'm just good at saying please, no, thank you.
Oh, right.
So,
and then that person goes, yep.
I've had guys without permission, like try to touch my cock, or like I'm at a bukkake that's bi friendly, so he just assumes he can grab it.
Yeah.
And his hand touched, I go like, no, just bat it away, like no, thank you.
And he gets it straight away?
Yeah, and if he didn't, then there's going to be a fucking problem.
Really? Have you seen that happen where there was a problem where one guy just couldn't get it through his head?
I've heard about consent issues and people getting tossed out of parties, but
and he gets like everyone's just like, get Jeremy out of here.
Well, it just always depends. It's nuanced, right? So there's like a guy who used to go to the party I go to. He's like banned from it.
Wow.
Because there were multiple things, but I don't know what the circumstances around each instance were.
Yeah.
So eventually they were like, look, you're done, you're gone.
I can tell you that, there are two sides to every story, of course, but any guy that gets, has an issue with that issue more than once, he doesn't know boundaries and he doesn't know how to hear no. No.
That's why he's been banned. I know.
And that's why he's been banned. And he may have not even done anything what we would consider bad. Like maybe it was a shoulder, then another shoulder, and then...
Maybe it's just a little too creepy.
But it's just too much. But that's the thing. It was too much where multiple people have been like, I don't feel comfortable with you around me because you don't get it.
Right.
Which... that's what I'd be worried about.
People should have known better because the dude is a burlesque clown. So, of course the fucking creepy clown is being creepy around people.
What's bukkake?
Bukkake?
Yeah.
It's like when a bunch like a woman or man wants to blow a bunch of dicks and have them come on them.
So a girl, say, is in a circle.
Yeah, and so she just sucks a bunch of dicks.
And then they all come in her face.
Or wherever she asks me to come. I'm very nice. Just wherever you want.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that. I always heard the word bukkake, and I always knew it was a weird sex thing, but I didn't know it was something that I have watched a lot of.
You watch a lot of that porn?
Yeah, I watched. It depends what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bad when it comes to porn in terms of like it's pretty much consumes a lot of my free time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was supposed to work out this morning, and I just got lost in a thing, and I was like, an hour later,
mate,
I'm like, oops.
It starts with puppies sleeping, and it ends with someone putting their head in a girl's fucking double jointed vagina.
Oh wait, because I've definitely seen both of those videos.
Yeah. But that's the thing; it just starts, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then I watch. It depends what I'm in. Like, it depends what frame of mind I'm in, and how long ago I did the last jerk off. But it will be either a huge gangbang, or it'll be a little bit rougher, maybe, like a lot of that tied up stuff.
I feel like you jerk off to everything I've done.
Right. Oh my God. It's so hard. So like, like if a girl is like tied up with rope and stuff like that, and then she can't, and then there's like 5 people like giving her good stuff. But the majority of the majority that I jerk off to is girl on girl.
Ah.
And I know a lot of like straight girls that do that. There's something about it where I don't know. The last thing I want to see in porn is that it's porn. It has to look real. It has to sound real. Like the sounds of someone coming will make me come. So I definitely and that's something about girl on girl. Like you can get some girl on girl where it's just like, shut up. Shut up.
She's just being loud.
Yeah, but it's just for the like she'll do that horrible like is that really squeaky? Oh yeah, and I'm like, no, none of us do that. Like, like you need to make a sound that sounds like a devil, like you're a conduit to hell, and the devil is coming out of your fucking body. That's the sound of coming. You know what I mean? Coming. That's the because I remember that's the sound that I made once when I was with a gentleman and he was, from the back end and I had something going on the front end. And
wait. So your ends, what?
So he was fucking me from behind.
Cool. And you had something going on the front end?
Yeah, I had a vibrating thing on my front. And I don't know, man, it must have been, I think I was kind of like, it was probably the third time we had fucked that night. And I feel like maybe sometimes if I've come a lot, I can't come again because I've burnt it out, so to speak. But sometimes it's like really there. I don't know. Like he was standing. There was just something in the way that he was standing. And I'd just come off birth control as well. So because birth control hinders you a little bit with coming.
Okay.
Like I'll come, but it just takes a bit longer. So I just come off birth control, blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't used anything in the front in a while. I'd stopped using anything vibrating because I felt like that was taking it away from my natural coming and stuff. So I stopped using vibrator. And then, I don't know, he's fucking me fine. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to use this at the front. And he just got it in an angle where his dick just tickled the right bit on the inside. And then the outside came at the same time that the inside came. And it was a mess. It was great.
What was that? And that sound was like what again?
Well, I had roommates, so I had to put my face in the like on the mattress, but I could hear it coming through where it was like a fucking something you would hear on Buffy or something. It was just like a fucking zombie, just like it was unbelievable. But yeah, so I had to, because I've always used stuff and I've I don't have anything at the moment because I can't. I need to make sure that I can do it myself.
Right.
And since I've done that, I've gotten so much better at that. But also with boys, like I used to only could come one way, but now I can come different ways, different positions. I figured it out. So as long as they listen to me,
which is already a challenge, but yeah.
Right. As long as they listen to me, because I can say, listen, I know how to come. So if you do what I tell you, and not like, I hope it's not, and I always worry about this, I hope it's not in a way where I'm like, bossy about it, but it's more like me going, this is the movement I need. This is the part that you need to rub up against. This is, it's not about the thrusting. It's more about the fucking, the rocking against things,
Well, yeah, but it sounds like you're saying you don't want to be like bitchy about it, but like, no, you're just saying like, look, this is hot. This is going to be fun. Here's what I need. Can you do this?
Like the warm up to it, like when we first start doing it, it can be like big thrusting, blah, 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 because we're getting warmed up, you know what I mean? But then I know, I can feel it. I get to a point where I'm like, okay, for the next 30 seconds, if you do just move this way and make sure you're like rubbing this part, I'll come. Like absolutely I'll come. I can feel it and I will. And absolutely, and they can feel it because I tighten up like a motherfucker. It gets really tight in there and they can feel the vibration. So I'm like, see, everyone's happy. It's all fine.
That's great that you can communicate like that.
Wouldn't it be fun if your podcast was about like food or something?
But this is just a preamble. It's like, fuck, I gotta cut all that.
Help it. I always talk about sex. Well, I try. I feel like I am. I don't know. I always talk about sex. It's something that's very, very important to me.
Same.
So you know what I mean.
That's why I have the
show. But I'm not as sexually confident as you are, I would say.
I don't know if I'm sexually confident. I just shameless.
Well, I think you do a lot of things I would like to do, but I'm too scared to do those things.
Aw, you'll find one day that it's not as scary as you're imagining. But,
maybe.
I'm here. I should at some point intro you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a dozen
That's
minutes
fine.
in.
That's okay. Do you do intros before the show?
Yeah, but I always at some point say that I'm here with the very funny, the very Australian Kelly Fastuca.
Hello.
Very funny comedian.
I hope so.
Just to clarify, I have not hooked up with Kelly.
No,
because
we have
have I told you that's the premise of the show usually?
What that you
normally each week I talk to women I've hooked up with about sex and dating, and then I have on like a comic every month.
Oh, right, you fucked a lot of comics.
No, like I just have on comics in general.
Oh, okay.
And
but
like
have
special
you?
guests. Yeah.
Oh, wow, good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. I
few.
think I've.
Andrea, who I'm roasting tomorrow night. Like,
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
good.
why it's going to be a vicious battle.
That's going to be awesome because you guys have fucked before and she's really sweet and she's lovely and she's funny. So you guys will be able to really rip each other. It's going to be really mean. But
I think I'm best at roasting people I have slept with. Like I did a roast and that was insanely good roast.
Oh, really?
Like we both fucking went at each other.
She must be new. I don't know her. Is she new to the scene?
She's like, she's newish, but she's getting work. She's fucked a lot of comics.
Oh, really?
And she's very shameless about it.
Oh, good for her. I don't give a fuck. There was a time in my life where I would be really judgmental about women who fuck comics, and now I am so not judgmental. I'm like, you go, girl. Like, if you want to fuck anyone, fuck. Like, this is the thing I find.
Did you fuck a particular comic to make you change that mind?
Would I?
Did you change your mind because you had sex with a comic?
No. I think I just realize that who gives a fuck? It's none of my fucking business.
Right.
And who the fuck am I to judge other people what they want to do? They can do whatever they want. And I think that I used to be a lot more oh gosh, what's the word? Like uptight. Like I used to be like, oh well, that's not a blah blah blah. But this is the thing. All I hear is about men. Like all men want to do, and I'm not. Listen. All I do is generalize, so get the fuck off my back with that. Not all men. Well, when I'm talking, it's a generalization, yes. And you know what? From my experience, this is what I feel, which is why this is what I say. I find that a lot of men complain about the fact that women won't fuck them. Like, oh, I had to take her out 3 or 4 times and then she fucked me. And, why don't girls just fuck like men? Like, why can't we do that? You know what I mean? Like, there's those women that do kind of go, well, you got to work for it because I'm worth it or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And I find that those guys complain about that. But I also find that those guys are the first ones to say, like, oh, me and my bro were having a threesome with this girl, fucking whore. Like, they're the first to make us feel bad about it. Like, if I want to go out and fuck whoever I want with no malicious intent, I should be able to do that without one of those guys going, like I've heard a friend before go, oh, yeah, I really liked her, but she wasn't marriage material because we had a threesome together. And it made me furious because
that
I was
sounds like a great marriage.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, because I was like, you're judging her. Like, what do you want from us? You want us to be the Madonna or the whore? And those guys that are so judgmental about what a woman does, like if she's too good at sucking dick, that means she sucked too much in the past, which means I could never look at her as a proper girlfriend. You are a piece of shit, whoever you are, when you think like that. You should want us to be like that. You should, like, as long as we're like using condoms and we're not sleeping with other people's like husbands in a malicious way, unless, the wife's in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's that dodgy stuff, like when you're like malicious with it, yes, I understand. That's what I define as a slut. But if you're just fucking around because you're like, fuck it, like you're just having a good time, there should be no judgment. Who the fuck are you?
I never understand the dudes who get very slut shamey about stuff because it's just like
they're idiots.
You're completely like, oh no, the girls won't fuck you. Yeah, well, it's because you called her a whore.
Yeah,
like
you call me a whore because I've had guys in the past that I've liked and I've wanted to fuck, and I'm like, he will never like. Every time I meet a new guy and we start fucking, I'm not thinking from date one that I'm gonna marry him. I don't think that. I think, I wonder if we're going to have a good time together. And then we keep going. And if we start fucking and the sex is really good and we're getting along really well, then I go, I wonder how long this will last. And then you start having conversations where he's like, I'm not into this, like blah, 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 I'm casual. Okay. And then if I hear that, I start disconnecting and I'll move on to someone else. Or if I don't feel anything strongly, I'll keep fucking him until something better does come along. Right? I don't care. But like I don't know until so long in if you're someone that I want to be with. That comes so much after the sex stuff. That comes so much later for me. So I don't, and I'm going to do some dirty stuff with you. So if you're the kind of guy that does judge a girl on, like her, the dick sucking, and if she takes out the ass, like any of those things, or if she wants to invite a girl in, if you're that guy that does judge, like, how can I be sexually confident with you when down the line, yes, I will be looking at those things, but right now, this is all I'm thinking about right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, right now, we'll talk about marriage later, but right now, can you stick it in my ass?
I've known you for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea if I'd want to marry you. All I know is that we're fucking. It's really good. I could, like, in a month's time, we could be hanging out and, with a friend who has a baby, and you just and you make a comment like, I never want to have kids, blah, blah, blah. And that I would be like, okay, maybe I should move on, because I do want to have kids one day, and I don't want to be stuck with someone who doesn't ever want them.
Right.
But that's not a conversation I'd have 3 weeks in. Are you kidding me?
It doesn't make sense to be like, if she sucks dick good now, it's not marriage material. That to me sounds like marriage material. Like you want her to be fantastic. What? Because then she's going to be bad, and then you're going to want to cheat on her once you are married to her. You're going to be like, she's not good at sucking dick. Well, I better go hook up with one of those whores who can suck dick. I'd be like, why don't you just marry the whore?
Yeah,
the whore is a good person.
Because you know what? The whore probably won't want to stray. If you're, you know what I mean? Like if you marry the whore, she wants to fuck you because you are, you've got a good fucking, thing going on. Like if you marry the whore, chances are she's not going to look for it somewhere else if you keep on fucking the whore.
And also if you treat her nicely,
Yeah. And I say whore in the nicest way.
Yeah, of course. A very slut positive show.
Oh, mate. Like I don't, whenever I get and sometimes I'll be with a dude and I'll get a little inkling that, something I do, or it might be something I don't do. Like he just makes a comment where it stops me in my fucking tracks. Like it's an alarm bell where I just like, I don't know anymore. If I want you in my room, you should probably leave.
What are some of those red flags?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to. I'm trying to think. Like maybe.
He listens to Asia. That would be.
I think my biggest red flag is when I am with a dude, and like after the first time I fuck him, he goes, "I'm not looking for this right now." Right? Like that. That is. I mean, that couldn't be, you know what? I don't know what I'm looking for either, buddy.
Why you ruin this great sex we just had?
We just, like, this happened a few weeks ago, and I fucked a dude, and I knew I was leaving Australia. So it was like, and I was pretty upfront with him. I'm like, I'm leaving the country in 3 weeks, and I'm really keen to find someone who will fuck me a lot until I leave. Right? Like, it was very... Dude,
jackpot.
Hello?
Like, come on.
This guy won the lottery.
Seriously.
Dude, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. We don't have to go out for dinners. You don't have to try hard. I'm like, everything's fine. Like, so we'd fucked, and as soon as we fucked, he was like, oh, I don't want you to get hurt. And I went, what? And he goes, oh, he's just like, I told you that. Because when I had said that to him, he said it back to me, going, great, I just got out of a relationship, not keen.
He said I was also leaving the country? Like,
no, yeah, right. But he just got out of a relationship, so he's like, yeah, I don't want anything serious. So I'm like, this is fine. Perfect, right? And then when he said it to me, I went, what? And he went, no, I just don't want you to get hurt because, I'm not looking for anything serious. I went, first of all, you were just in me. How do you think that makes me feel? I'm laying naked next to you. I was just... is that, do you have Fresh Prince?
I've had the same ringtone.
That's so funny.
Since I was 14 because
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just rang on your phone. That's so funny.
It's the best ringtone. There's no need for another one.
But you know what I mean? I'm like, you were just in me. We just both came, and like I think the condom was probably still in his dick, and I'm lying naked here, and you want to say that to me? Why would you do that? And he was like, oh no, okay, cool. And then like a week later, and he used to call me. This is another thing that
did you call him out on it?
Yeah, this is when we were in bed. I was like, why? Like, what are you talking about? Going, oh, yeah. And I was like, we had this conversation already. And he went, oh, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you were cool. I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
Can
and
you
I
make
said,
sure later?
Yeah, I was like, and I go, next time, don't say stuff like that to me after I've just come and and I kind of, my boner kind of disappeared for him for the future. And then, a few days later, you get horny, whatever. And I saw him again. And I mean, if I had something better, I would have done it. And it wasn't like he fucked the shit out of me. Like, it was fine, but I think that deluded sense of some guys where they're like, yeah, I fucked the shit out of her. I'm like, no, you fucked me. And I fucked you. I probably didn't fuck the shit out of you. But don't get ahead of yourself, buddy.
Huh.
Like, I know when I've had the shit fucked out of me. And we had good sex, and that was it. And then, so he used to call me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He used to call me, and he would call, and I'd be like, why are you calling me? Right? Why are you calling me? And he was like, well, I can't call you. I just want to see how your day was, like what was going on. Like, so he would do things that were like boyfriendy, right? And then he'd be like, hey, come over, I'll cook you dinner. Like total boyfriendy things, right? And then he sent me a text message, right? He sent me a text message one night because it was like a Friday night, and I messaged him going, what's your plan for tonight? And he's like, oh, I've got some people coming over, I'm doing this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, no worries. And he goes, maybe tomorrow night. And I said, yeah, maybe Saturday night. Let's keep in touch. I'll let you know. Gosh, I don't even know where this. Anyway, so then he said, oh yeah, here we go. He sent me a message. Fucking, I was so furious.
I think some guys just don't understand. Okay.
Here we go. I'm probably busy, blah, blah, blah. I said, tomorrow night I'm free. He goes, and then he wrote, do we need to talk about what we are looking for? I'd rather just be honest. I don't see us going any further than a physical relationship. I've been in this situation before and people get hurt. I don't want to end up in that situation with you. Sorry if this is harsh. Just need to be honest with you. Now, the reason why
want to come over and fuck?
The reason why he sent that message, I know, is because I had the power. Because I was the one saying, why are you calling? I'm not coming over for dinner. I'll come over later. Or I'm the one leaving the country. I am deciding that this doesn't go any further. Like I had that power that I set up with him. And I don't think he felt comfortable that he lost the power to be like, no, I'll tell you when you know what I mean?
Right.
Right. So I sent back to him, I'm leaving the country in 2 weeks. I'm not in the position to start a relationship right now. Didn't we already establish that? If you don't want to see me again, that's cool. It's done. No problem. I just can't be bothered going on dates with random guys. I'd rather fool around with someone I feel comfortable with. But I don't like being around someone who doesn't want me around either. Mm. And he wrote back, hey, it's not like that at all. I think you're a blast. I think you're sexy and I love having sex with you. I just don't have the spark. I just don't think we have the spark for the relationship pursual kind of view. I don't want you to get hurt at all. And yes, you're right. We spoke about it, but you said some stuff after you came last time. Right?
What? Like it's like, dude, I'm not gonna get hurt. I'm not a delicate flower.
I'm leaving the country. You think I'm gonna stay in Australia for you? No. And then I wrote back, I don't know what I said that was like that at all. I'm just not thinking it at all.
I think he's just hearing the echoes of
right?
his ex in his
Probably.
head.
I said, and then I go, I never saw you as boyfriend material or someone I wanted to come to gigs with me or meet my friends. I just got to have something pretty serious too, and I've been enjoying my time alone right now, and I'm just having fun.
You just have a nice dick, dude. Get over yourself.
Oh, no. And he wrote, okay, you said, and then it sounds like he got mad at me because he went, okay, full stop. You said, I'll cook for you, I'll clean for you, I'll take care of you. Sorry, I get lovey-dovey after I come. So no, I'm not overreacting. Well, if you can just need a fuck, we can. If not, that's okay too. And I went back. I don't remember saying that at all. Maybe that was another chick. And he went, nah, definitely not some other chick. And then, I never caught up with him again.
What an asshole. I think that guy just doesn't realize that women get horny. Like, yeah. I don't think he understands that concept.
It made me really, and the thing is, I wasn't lying when I said that you're not allowed to come to gigs with me. Like, I could have been clearer.
Yeah.
You're not coming to gigs with me and you're not meeting friends. And then when I read this out to my roommate, she was like, oh my God, you were so specific at the beginning of this going, you are never meeting him. Mm-hmm. He never came to my house. I always went to his. Like, I was like, I just don't want you to meet my friends. Yeah. I just don't want you to. I don't see you as boyfriend material. I don't want you to meet my friends. We're fucking and that's it. And then this shit comes along to have some weird power grab and I don't understand, you fucking dumb fuck. It made me so mad. And this is what gaslighting is. That's what that is. Because he made me kind of go, wait a second. No, that's not what happened at all. And he's like, it is. You did say that. It is. No, it's not. Oh my God. I'm so glad you understand that. It's not.
It's insane. It's just like, why ruin such a great thing? You got a chick saying,
idiot.
I'm just going to fuck you for 3 weeks. Shut your pretty mouth.
He never had to take me out for dinner. He never had to pay for like anything. I would go to his house and I'd either
How'd you
leave
guys meet?
early at a bar.
At a bar? That sounds awesome. I would have loved that.
Dude, like, you fucking dumb fuck. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, but the thing is, when a guy does stuff like that, it makes you kind of doubt yourself. Like, what did I, am I wrong? Is that what
Makes you, like,
gaslighting is?
I still don't totally understand that term, but I think that's what that is.
Yeah. Because
it makes you feel like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
But like,
am I crazy? Did I say that after? And also, I'll cook and I'll clean for you.
That does
I
not.
would never say that to a man.
I've known you.
I won't do that for a man.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that. That sounds like nothing you'd ever say.
Exactly.
This is like,
exactly.
That's very
I
strange.
can't imagine. There was probably one guy in the past where I may have said that to, where you know what I mean. We started getting kind of serious or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I can see that. You know what I mean? But that was because we started getting serious or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But not this fucking guy.
Yeah, it sounds like nothing you would ever say.
And that's why. And
it's way too sweet for you, Kelly.
Dude. And when I read it out to my roommates, she was like, "You'd never say that." I'm like, "I know." But this is what guys do. When a girl goes, you know, like, you make me feel crazy, but then to his mates, he must describe me as, she's crazy. I'm not crazy. I just hate. I know when I'm getting gaslighted, and I know when I'm getting, like, you know, mansplained to, and I hate it. I hate it. And I can't even put my finger on it, because it's like, I only realize after something happens, I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then I realize, oh, you motherfucker, you were trying to get power over me, you know, verbally. Yeah. By doing something. Or it's like when I go on OkCupid and there was a guy that I was talking to, and he said, like, you know, it was like really brief, you know, blah, 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 back and forth. And then he said, do you do comedy? And I said, yeah. And he goes, what kind? I said, stand up. And he went, oh, so you're funny. And I said, I hope so. And he went, well, you won't be funnier than me.
Oh, who says that?
Oh my God.
Now let me say something. I think I've thought that a lot. If somebody said, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Like, I can imagine girls saying, I'm really funny. And I can imagine dudes going, I'm really funny. Like, who aren't comedians. I can imagine both sexes doing it. And
I'll think it. You don't say that. What are you, fucking stupid?
It's like if a guy's like, I'm a lawyer. You know, like, well,
I'm gonna better lawyer than you.
Or like, I'm a chef. And I'm like, you're a chef, really? I bet I can cook better than you. Like, as a chef, you'd be like, motherfucker, I have like trained. I am like in a restaurant. Like, I have stars. I've reviewed. Like,
I've been spanked by Bobby Flay personally just to have this job.
But like, he said, now, first of all, I don't say on any of my profiles. I'm on 4 at the moment. It's so good. Jesus, I know, right? It's comedy. It's comedy, internet dating, and fucking. So I never say that I do stand-up or I do comedy. I just say that I'm a writer. And then once it's more comfortable and everything's fine, then I'll be like, yeah, I do stand-up. Because more often than not, I mean, we're looking at a ratio of probably 3 to 1 go, yeah, I'll be funnier than you. And then the other 2 go, wow, that's awesome. Who, like, you know.
But isn't that an easy way to just like cut off who not to talk to anymore? Like let the assholes be assholes so we know who to not talk to.
Someone has said that to me before. They were like, you're better off saying it just to weed out the weak from the beginning. The weak. But then I get a whole bunch.
Like that guy you were in the text of? Oh my God. That guy was weak.
He's weak, man. What an idiot. Like, and then he was like trying to come to gigs with me. Like, one time he like Googled a place that I was doing a gig at, a spot at. And I'm like, where did you find that? And he goes, I just Googled your name and like found out where the spot. He goes, I'm going to turn up. And I was like, do not turn up. That's my work. I don't want you there. Yeah. Anyway.
I say this as a formerly weak person. Like, I don't think to that extent where I like when you it was never clearer that it's like a power move than when you read that to me and said so.
Total power. And that's and him
that's
looking
a perfect example.
Perfect example of a dude doing the power move over a chick who couldn't be more strong or direct in what she wants. Like, you know, what do women want? We're so complicated. Well, you know what? Sometimes when we couldn't be more specific in what we want, you lose your power and you feel it. And trust me, I don't want you to lose your power. I want you still to be the dude. Be the dude. I want you to be direct with it.
For 3 weeks and only 3 weeks.
Like, I want you to hear it and go, fucking cool. No worry. Like, I want you to still be the man that you are. You're not getting, is it demasculated? Is that the word?
Emasculated.
I'm sorry. Ugh.
I don't want to mansplain.
All right, I know, right? Like, you're not getting emasculated because I'm direct.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I think it's like there's so many times where I know that girls aren't straight to the point. I know girls who go, I'm not looking for a relationship either. And in their mind, they're like,
give me the ring.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to trick him. And oh my God, a roommate's about to walk through the door in 1 second.
Okay.
It's going to be Jeff.
It's going to be
Jeff. Yep.
What up, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff. Hello. We're just recording. We won't be much longer.
You got a fun helmet.
Yeah. We won't be much long, darling. Thank you so much. Like, probably another 20 minutes? 15?
Yeah. Tops, okay. Yeah.
We won't be long. Sorry, Jeff. But make noise. Do whatever you got to do, okay? But we are talking about sex, so you might actually really enjoy this.
I was going to say that, like, it's just like guys like that, I think the guys who would get emasculated like that just don't believe that women genuinely enjoy sex.
Yeah.
And they like he thinks that you use sex to obtain something else.
Yes.
Instead of just wanting the sex.
Yes. But it wasn't. I just want to get fucked.
Yeah. I think some guys don't get the idea of a woman being I don't understand what it's like to feel horny as a woman.
Right.
But I feel like
I think it's the same.
But I feel like some people could with guys it's easier for y'all to understand our horniness because it's you can see it.
Yeah.
And since we can't always see it unless it's dripping out of you, like we're like, I don't get it. She must
But I don't
I got a laugh from the roommate. Take that 7 people who said I'm not funny. Hey.
But that's the thing, like I know that there's those girls who will trick a guy. I've been that girl that said, you know what? I don't need a relationship either. And in my brain, I was like, I'm gonna trick him into loving me. And it's never worked because he couldn't have been more specific at the beginning that he just wanted to fuck or whatever. But if I did meet someone where I wanted it to go further and we were fucking and he said that, I've done this before where I've been like, okay, you can't come over anymore because I really like you now and you are no longer welcome because if you don't want to do that with me, if you don't want to go further with this, I'm not talking about a ring. I'm talking about just you and me, exclusive fucking, then we can't see each other anymore. But that hasn't happened in a while. That hasn't happened in a long time. I mean, probably about 3 years was the last time that kind of happened where it kind of not fucked me up, but made me kind of go, oh, this sucks, like kind of like the heartbreak of I actually do like someone and I can see something happening and it's not. But this dude, to his credit, said the whole fucking time, I'm not ready. He was very, wanted to be out there, have a lot of fun, and I just got stuck.
That's what happened to every girl who broke my heart. She was very clear and I didn't listen.
Didn't fucking listen like a motherfucker. Anyway.
When did you get to the States originally?
2010 I moved here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2010, does the sexism come out the same way out there as it does here, like Australia versus here?
It's similar but different. There is a lot of old school mentality of Australian dudes where they're very American men are a lot more sexually aggressive. Like even the guy that I nearly fucked 2 nights ago, I didn't do it because I had to get up early and I was like, if I'm going to fuck you, we're going to be up for a while. Because we're not going to fuck a lot. Because I really want to fuck a lot right now. And I'm not going to start it if it's not going to get finished properly. I'm not going to go to work on an hour, 2 hours sleep. So, whatever. But very sexually aggressive. But then my last boyfriend in Australia was not. Beautiful person, awesome person. Should have been the guy that I would do all those things with, like the kids or whatever. But just we couldn't get on the same page about it. But not sexually aggressive, like was sweet, lovely, blah, blah, blah. And I come here and they're just like, but I like that. I want a guy to just step right in and do it, and just be the dude and just, if you want to make out, just fucking grab me and make out with me or whatever. And you're going to get the signals from me. You're going to get the stuff from me that tells you it's okay.
Right.
You definitely will. Oh, I fucked Jeff before.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fucked.
How was that? Don't feel pressured that she's here. You can be honest.
Oh, you know what? Jeff was my American one that did it. The guy that I'm telling you about from Australia. Jeff was the last time I left America. We fucked until I left, and he never.
You were the like, hey, I've got 3 weeks left.
Remember? It was like 2 weeks. And to his credit, Jeff never, ever did what that dude did. He never said...
You took yes for an answer.
Yeah. Because I'm talking about a guy who...
Yes, in what context?
Well, there was a guy in Australia who I couldn't have been more clear about my situation. I'm leaving the country. And then like a week and a half, 2 weeks in, he's like, I just don't want you to fall in love with me. I don't want you to get hurt. I'm like, what? And Jeff never did that. Jeff was just like, all right, well, fuck until you leave. And never made me feel like... I was weird or blah, blah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
did it the right way. He did it the fucking right way, this dude. And he's very good.
I was like, wait, no strings attached sex for the next 2
Yeah.
weeks? Why the hell not? Yeah, like...
What? I mean, this is what jackpot.
Right.
This is great.
Now you guys, you're
So what?
Now you're roommates.
Yeah.
And you don't fuck anymore, or you do, or no?
No.
So
No.
and how's that?
We haven't even like cuddled or really we cuddled hello.
I know
But we
you've
don't
only
do
been back a
anything.
few, like a week or so, but like
Hugged. That's funny.
No, I don't cuddle with any of my female friends.
No, I think I don't know. Like I think we had our fun.
okay.
And I think, Jeff's super attractive and look how tall he is, like 6'5". He's a burly man. He can fix things.
He's got a lot of hair.
Got a lot of hair,
like
got
a
a
long
long
hair.
own
He's got his
hair, got a
ponytail.
beard, fix the toilet, big handyman. Fun, good dude. But I like having
Looks like he gives a good fisting,
Oh, Jesus. No, he's very good at what he does. Sexually, A+. Like, very good. Yeah. Great. I think, like, Jeff was probably the second guy ever that made me come when he went down on me.
Wow.
Yeah. Could never do it. Yeah. Could never make
Do you
it happen.
normally come?
Do
you normally go through intercourse, or do guys just not drop on you?
I normally come from fucking.
But it's fucking with like clitoral stimulation,
Yeah.
right?
From fucking.
Okay.
Like, normally I'm on the bottom, they're on the top, and they're rubbing, their body rubbing against me and will make me come. But then there was one guy once who did it, and then Jeff made it happen a lot more.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Does it
Because
require?
he took the time with me. Because I needed time. I needed someone to, like, go down there, figure out where it was, what needed to be done for me to come. So now when I'm with a guy, I know what needs to happen because, he laid out the framework for me, and now I can follow it through with other guys. Like, yep, there, finger in. I know to put my legs back, like my knees to my ear.
You hear that, guys? Take the time. Go into your iCal.
Sorry, Jeff, if this makes you feel uncomfortable.
Reserve an hour.
Does it make you feel good, yeah? Look at you smiling from ear to ear. I know. Oh, he goes to sex parties, man. He's up for it. This is what this podcast is about. It's all about sex stuff. Jeff's smiling from ear to ear right now. You should be proud. This feel good. And I know you're not gonna. Yeah, you should be, man. He's good. I've always said it. I even said it to Ben in the other room at once. I'm like, but Jeff's pretty good at what he does. He went, all right. I don't want to know.
That's the thing. Anytime the girl has ever said it to me, I'm just I would take it with a grain of salt because it's like.
Yeah.
But now it's you can genuinely accept it because it's no longer a thing going on.
Well, I mean, I know I'm not.
Yeah.
Bad. I know what I'm doing.
It's because he gives a fuck.
Right. It's about giving a fuck.
Paying attention, giving a fuck. Like there's a part of his brain where he's like, I want her to come. I want her to come, and I want her to come first. He made me come once. I was on my period. I had a tampon in. He made me come just from playing with the front of me. That's it. No fingers inside.
Well, I mean, that's not like totally
That was you, was it? That was you, wasn't
That's
it?
not totally uncommon for women,
so.
but yeah.
Well, it was uncommon for me.
For you, yeah.
It was totally uncommon for me because he was kind of like that. And I was very like, because it took me so long to come in any other way but sex. I was very like, it's like I would feel bad. I'd be like, it's okay. You don't have to do that.
You'd be
it's
like, okay, you can come
it's
now.
Okay.
Like,
I would stop the dude because I felt bad because I'm like, this poor guy, he's like, his head's down there too long or his hand's getting sore. And I would stop it because I felt bad because I'm like, no, it's me, dude. Like, I'd be like, it's me. And then I figured out, oh no, I just needed to like figure out because now it's not me because I know that I will come. I know.
But even in that scenario, like at least for me, I'm like, I'll stop myself. Only stop me when you want me to stop. You know?
Oh, right.
So long as it feels good. So like if if it's just not happening or if she's like, I just don't think I'm going to come tonight.
I'll say the same
but
thing.
like also it's just say like this is good. If it's not good, say it's not good. But if it feels good and you're not like I recognize like sex or going down someone can feel good and they not come. So just be like, this feels good. Keep doing what you're doing. If I come, I come, and I'll stop you if one of us gets tired.
I feel like there's sometimes where I'm maybe a bit in my head where I'll say I'm not going to come.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll be going down on a dude and I kind of know he's not going to come, and obviously I really want him to.
Right.
I really want him to come. Before we fuck, I want to come. I want you to come, and then we fuck. And we will both get to come twice, hopefully, right? I want that to happen. But some dudes are very like, I never come with blowjobs. Like, they're very, and I will try and I'll try. Normally guys that are circumcised, it's quite hard to make, I find it hard when guys are cut to make them come, because being from Australia, I am very
you were trained
educated.
differently.
I am trained with both socks and no socks, so it's very difficult when I've been doing socks for so long, and then all of a sudden I've got to go back to cut.
And you're like, what do I do with these?
I'm like, what do I do? But then I'm also kind of like, but I know how to blow both kinds, which some girls wouldn't even like. I know girls that are like, he wasn't circumcised, and I stopped seeing him because they were petrified. I'm like, do you know how easy it is to make guys with socks come? It is so easy to make a guy that's not circumcised come. It's
and why
so
is
much
that?
more sensitive, because when you pull back the skin, all you have to do, like most of the time, the skin pulls back on its own when it gets hard. So it actually looks and feels like a normal dick. It's just when it's
which is insane that we phrase it this way,
the normal
because
dick is,
that is the normal dick. Like we cut it and made it abnormal.
Yeah. If I
That's how God made it.
Yeah.
Look, dude, I swear to God, if I have a son, I will never get him circumcised. I just think it's. I mean,
I don't know. I like the aesthetic of my circumcised.
No.
cock.
I think it's quite barbaric. I wouldn't do it. But in saying that, where was I? Dicks.
You're saying why?
It's easy because okay. So for girls out there who don't know, when the dick gets hard, the skin will go back on its own. So when you blow it, the skin's down the bottom of the shaft, like near the balls. So it actually feels normal. Some guys have a lot more skin than others, so you can actually pull down the skin with your hand, go up and down. But then some guys are uber sensitive if you let the skin come up and then you got your mouth on it and you pull the skin down when your mouth's on it, so it reveals.
Okay.
It's like it's insane for them. So I do find it's just easier. It's so much more sensitive. It's easy to make up. But in saying that, I've had guys that are like, I don't, and I've tried, and then I'm like, all right, well, if you're cool with it, I'd like to just fuck right now. If you're not going to come, you're not going to come. But I'll do the same thing to them. So who knows?
Oh,
that's so funny, Jeff. Oh, that's so funny.
So
it's not going to get you into trouble with anyone, is it? I don't know.
Nameless man Jeff.
Well, I don't think the chances of anyone you're dating listening to this, I don't think that'll get you in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble.
They'd have to listen and then also put 5 and 7 together.
Well, and
She is listening to this right now.
right.
Then that's like that.
Well, it's not.
She would have to know that like you two have banged. Oh, she knows.
Oh, she knows. Okay.
You know, I can beep Jeff all the times, all instances of that name. I can do
Okay.
that.
Maybe just in case.
Yeah.
I don't want to get back
No
to
problem.
him and get him
I
in
got
trouble.
that done.
You know, I think that's a good. Yeah. Well, she.
Wait, is it yours?
Yeah, this is mine.
It's his podcast.
She's not, why on earth? No.
You never know. Sometimes things do come in full circle.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
she's a big fan. Who
Yeah.
knows, man?
Maybe she's been going to swingers parties like this fucking shithead has been.
Maybe I know her.
First off, she would agree with you on what you said.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Second of all, if she
Yeah.
doesn't know that you and I have slept together, then she does now.
Yeah. Also, I think that's a good thing because I wonder about that.
She's aware of most of the other girls I've slept with.
Okay.
You want to be dating someone who's not insane enough that she can accept that like you live with someone that you used to sleep with and you just don't sleep with them because
If I'm
of-
cool, he's cool. She should be cool. You're like,
We're not really dating.
yeah.
So, like, once or twice a week,
Yeah.
we go over to her place, she comes over here, and we hang out and have sex.
You're just hanging out. I do wonder though if you brought a girl home and it was kind of serious and you were like, oh yeah, me and Kelly used to fuck, just letting you know, just being the polite thing, like I'm just letting you know. I wonder if there's a girl out there that would be like, wait a second, I'm not.
But I don't like that because it's illogical. It's like we don't fuck anymore.
Oh, totally, it is.
And then I don't want to be dating someone who
Like,
can't get past that.
I'm not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't come home if they're on the couch. I'll be like, whatever. Like I'm not. Like I would be like, hey, like if anything, Jeff would be like, Kelly, you're cock blocking me. Stop
Right.
talking to this girl on the couch. Go into your room and give her some space. You know what I mean? Like I'm very like friendly and like totally cool, but I don't want any girl to get crazy because of anything like that. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Sometimes I've had that with boyfriends in the past where I've stayed friends with guys I used to fuck, and they're not cool with it.
Okay.
You know, they're totally not cool with it. To which point I'm just like, there goes my boner, because you look like an immature baby. Trust me. If I'm telling, like, I know that things have happened in your past, which probably makes you maybe suspicious or jealous. I don't cheat. Like, I've never cheated. I won't do it. I will break up with you before I do it. Trust me. I've never, ever done it. I will never plan to do it. So you should not let the past dictate your future with me. Anyway.
Well said.
I say that cheating like I've fucking, in all these big relationships that like I have the spare time. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, what's your deal now? You're freshly back in the States.
Yep.
So what's your game plan?
My game plan is I'm on a lot of dating sites, talking to a lot of boys.
What are we on? Let's list them.
Yeah, you are, because Jeff always comes up in my dating stuff, and he comes
keeps
up
suggesting you should hook up with Jeff. Been there, done that.
Him,
Thanks.
like him and comics, I've said no to. Like I'm like, no, I want to fuck comic. Like I think
how to.
Yeah, I know. I think
Facebook friends.
Honest to God, I think in 8 years, I think I fucked 4 comics in America.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot at all. 4. I mean, I probably made out with, sucked a dick or 2 of maybe an extra, I don't know, 6 or 7.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Still mates. Like there's none of them that I wouldn't say hi to. Like we're still fine. Right. If anything, they're the weird ones. If anything, they're like, oh hey, like I'm gonna, tell the world their secret or whatever. I don't know. But and I haven't fooled around with any Australian comics ever.
Okay.
And I like it like that.
All 7 of the Australian comics.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that. So I'm on Bumble, OkCupid, Happen, and Tinder.
And what's the Happen?
Happen is like kind of like Tinder.
Is that the one where like if you've both passed each other, it creepily says turn around?
But I met in Australia. Yeah, in Australia, I met a whole bunch like that from Happen, and they were okay. No, Happen's the one where it tells you, you passed Jeff 7 times, in the last few days.
Okay.
So, we're always in the same area. I have to like them. They have to like me for us to talk. And you can do that with either, I can send a boy a charm, or I can send him a little love heart. And
that one sounds so creepy to me.
Yeah, well, sometimes now they've added new features where it's like you can just send them an automated message and goes, hey, we're in the same area, let's get a drink, or let's get something to eat or whatever. And I'm not going to do that. Like I need to talk. I need to talk to you for at least a day. If we have good banter for a day, I want to meet you the next day because I'm not going to waste 3 weeks of my life talking to some dude, then meet him, realize it's fucking not going to happen, and I just want to get the meeting out of the way because we all know why we're here.
Yeah.
OkCupid's where I'm getting a lot of luck. Tinder, the guys aren't that good on it. Bumble, the guys are shit on it. So OkCupid. So the guy I was fooling around with the other night, he's away this weekend though, so I was kind of hoping to fuck him, but I might message someone else.
You might just have to wait.
Well, I went out on a date with another guy who we didn't do anything after that. Like I don't think he had the courage to like do it.
Okay.
So I think maybe I'll see him again if he doesn't play the move. Because now, thinking about it now, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to mess around with him. But if I'm drunk, I'm like, yeah, I want to mess out. I need that Dutch courage. Oh my God, have you ever tried to date sober? It's the worst.
Yeah. Just because sometimes I end up on a date with like a sober chick. It's more awkward for me when she just wants to bang and is sober. And then, but like we're doing like a meetup thing first because I always like, go to a bar. If we're not going to a bar because let's say they're sober and it's like a romantic date, you can come up with like dates. Yeah. But otherwise, you don't want to get too datey with someone who's just interviewing you to bang.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, I don't want to search a bookstore. Is that going to seem too romantic? Like,
I don't know. It's I don't know. We'll see with other. I don't know. I'll see with this other dude because I feel like sometimes I've been way off. Like sometimes I've been like, nah, it's not gonna. Like I feel it, but I'm like, well, I don't really feel it. Like I'm in a weird middle ground. Like I reckon this last guy that I did make out with, I was like, I was unsure. And then he went in and I'm like, oh, good kisser.
Yeah.
Like really good kisser and really passionate kisser. Like, you know, had his hands on the back of my head, like, and I was like, damn. And then, you know, felt his dick through his jeans. I'm like, okay.
What are you looking for right now these days? Are you just like fooling around or? Because you mentioned you one day want kids.
Yeah, I guess but I don't know. I think maybe, you know, I am, you know, leasing with the option to buy.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Just seeing what's out. I don't know. I'll just go out there and experience and fuck and see what happens. And then if someone through that wants to kind of extend it and be with me and I want to be with them, then I wouldn't say no. Like I wouldn't turn down something because I'm definitely ready for all that stuff. I'm totally ready for it. But if I feel like if I held myself back to look for it, I would probably end up with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like I've done that before. Where I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to search for a boyfriend, and I got one, and it was wrong.
Because you were blinded by like, I need to get the boyfriend.
Yeah, I was blinded by the boyfriend,
and that was the
not the
closest
material.
match. Yeah,
the boyfriend, not the person, and I need to be the person needs to be the thing that puts me over, not I'm in a relationship with someone. Because those people, that's happened twice to me before, where I've gotten the boyfriend, and those two guys are the most beautiful. Sweet. I still think about it because I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Did I miss it? Did I miss my window? Was I just in the wrong place in my brain where I should have made that work? Because I don't know if anyone else would treat me as good as those dudes did or whatever, you know? Yeah. But then I feel like, well, if it doesn't feel right now, maybe I'm self-sabotaging. Maybe it is perfect, and this is what perfect feels like.
Well, because you're not going to get like, 10 out of 10, but like...
exactly. So maybe this was my 10 out of 10.
The closest thing you can round up.
Exactly. And that's where the last relationship was my biggest thing because I'm like, it doesn't feel 100%. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't. And... I couldn't make up my mind. So I'm like, okay, is it just because I have these weird standards, which I don't think I do, but I have these weird standard of what love is supposed to be or marriage is supposed to be and da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, it's just me. Like, and I was like, it's me. I'm just not used to someone really fucking loving me as much as he loved me. Mm-hmm. Like it was not complicated. From like the fourth date, he was like.
Does he live here?
No, he lives in Australia. And from the fourth date, he was like, Fastuca, I don't want to see anyone else. You and me. And I'm like, great boyfriend, great with my family, like, great. I could bring him to barbecues, gigs. He was awesome. Something just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like it was just something was off. And I couldn't figure it out. And I resigned to the fact that it was me. I was off. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one, like I need to go like go see someone and talk it through. You know, I'm just not used to being with a man who loves me unconditionally, that I was rejecting him. And then I came back here. And as soon as I came back here, I was like, I'm not missing him at all. I don't miss him. Mm. And then the thought of being with him again, I was like, I don't think I want to be. I think I'm done. Like it made it really clear for me. But it was also sad to come up with it because I was like, oh no, but he's so good. Come on. And I still like went.
You want it to work.
Yeah. I still went and got a like therapy and like talked about it with a therapist because I'm like, I want to make this work. Why isn't it? Make this work. And she was like, she's like, sometimes love fizzles out. I'm like, really? So I guess that's what happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that all make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense to me because, I mean, the reason I started this show was that I was having trouble finding a girlfriend.
Now you got one, and she loves going to swingers.
Not yet. It's not at that level yet, but, we'll see it. I'm being cautious.
I want you to be my girlfriend, to look at me when I'm fucking other girls and you're sucking other dudes' dick.
She'll probably be like, no, I want to be fucking the girl. And I'll be like,
Oh,
fine.
really?
Yeah, she loves her girls.
You found the jackpot.
The one.
Can I see a picture of her after the show?
Absolutely. I'm assuming like a clothed picture, right? I'm assuming. Yes,
oh no, you can show me your boobies. I love looking at boobies. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
One of the small things I'm getting over is that she's younger.
Oh, okay. How young?
So she is 23.
Oh, how old are you?
I just turned 27.
Oh, it's 4 years different. You were only 27.
Well, I met her when she was 22 and I was 26.
Only 27.
I know. So is part of you. This is one thing I did when we first started talking. You said you go to sex parties. So maybe we close on this. Is that like
Oh, right.
You've known me since I was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you going back and forth and stuff.
I was a junior or senior in college when I met you. So is there part of you who knew me back when I was like 21, 22? Is there any like you hear that I've done this raw shit and you're like, Lil Billy?
I think I've always known that there was like a slight scumbag inside you. But like I always knew that you were like this guy that was like, I'm gonna be fucking. But now that I hear that you do that, you appear a lot more of a gentler soul.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? Like
then a scumbag.
Yeah. Like I was like, oh fuck, Billy's a scumbag. But now I'm like, you're so like, consensual this and that and blah 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 and doing this. Like I'm like, oh okay, you're a lot better in the way of like you're a lot more aware, self-aware, and like I don't think that you would be a piece of shit to someone.
Thank
really, like
Thank
I
you.
really don't think you'd be a piece of shit. And the fact, like I mean, look at the situation you're in. You're in, if you try and fucking hey to a girl and she's like, no, thank you. You go, okay. You know what I mean? And you said like before, but when you're doing bukkake with that chick, where you said, Jeff, when you were like, where do you want me to come? You want me to come on your face? Like wherever you want. Like you're being polite.
One girl asked, we have a pair of glasses and we want to make sure you aim for the glasses.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, because they wanted to be able to keep the glass. They weren't going to dry off the glasses. They bought the glasses for her to wear and have come on them and then just like to have.
Wow.
The reason I asked you that question was because I was listening to Ashley Brooke Roberts on a friend's podcast.
Right.
And Andrea goes, they were mentioning some sort of like crazy Craigslist stuff.
Right.
And then Andrea goes, well, Billy Procida, right? Like he does all this crazy Craigslist things.
Right.
And Ashley's immediate response was like, Lil Billy? And I'm like, oh no.
But that's also because she's from the South.
But also because
her voice.
But also because y'all have known me since I was like 20, 21, 22. So.
But also that from Ashley Brooke Roberts, very funny comic, that her voice, like she's like, y'all, Little Billy? No, like she sounds like Britney Spears kind of thing. Like, what? Yeah, Little Billy? Yeah, well, I don't know. You always kind of seemed like a college, like keg chug guy. I don't know. I always kind of got that from you, but you seem to be much more of a gentleman than I thought you were.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because you go to swingers parties. What do you call them? Sex parties.
That was a sex party. There are like swingers parties.
Where do you go? Someone's house?
Well, the one I go to, I pretty much just go to one. I'm going to actually my first new one next Saturday.
Okay, where?
That one's at a loft in Gowanus. This other one is like, it's like
Jersey.
No, Gowanus is a neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But it's off the Jeep. But the this other one, it's just like a house in Brooklyn that the guy owns. It's like 3 floors and a basement.
Really?
And
do you have to pay money?
Yeah, like $30-$40, something
to
like
come
that.
in.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He just like gets a bunch of alcohol and towels.
No, well, he can't sell alcohol, but like you can bring. There are a lot of towels, there's mattresses. It's turned into like
it's clean.
The one I go to is more of a community than like this like fuck club.
Oh, okay. I like community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it clean?
Yeah, I would say it's clean.
Like there's no bed bugs anywhere.
No. It's I would call it clean. It's just there is that scent. It is a lot of bodies.
This is so interesting. I so want to come with you to the
Sure.
community one, not to the fuck club.
I don't go to the fuck clubs because again,
No.
like because I'm not.
But if there's bed bugs there, I am out the door.
I'm not like a fuck guy. I'm really more of like I want to make out, fool around, and like let's make plans to fuck the next time because like you said, sometimes people have to take time to learn how your body works. I'd rather learn how your body works. Let me do my homework.
Oh, okay.
And then the next time when we fuck, it'll be better because I have an idea.
But you fucked girls at parties.
Yeah,
people have watched.
I fucked a few people, but they were all people I went with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And people watched you fuck her.
I mean, I don't know how much they were watching me, but like they could. Yes.
And then like another girl came up while you were fucking her and tried to like make out with her and play with her boobies while she was getting fucked. Been of that?
that hasn't happened yet. No.
But your girl
She would love for that.
Have you had a threesome with her?
No, we had like sort of foursome
wow.
on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. She arranged a reverse
Your cock on
gangbang
mine.
and it didn't follow through.
Why?
Because like the morning of, all the girls apparently bailed on her.
Oh, okay.
Except one, and that one said, well, why don't you come get drinks with me and my man?
Yeah.
And then we got drinks and went back to her place, and like there was like some swapping, and like I ate out her friend, and like she blew her
The dude.
friend's dude, and
Yeah.
then we both were fucking in front of each other. It was fun. It
Oh,
was
okay,
nice.
but you didn't do anything with the dude.
No,
No,
I'm not into
but you guys were totally like,
All right.
"Hey, man, what's up?" But
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
No crossing the streams.
We talked about Dance Dance Revolution. It was cool.
Okay, you didn't like do the Olympic torch and just touch tips.
No, the only times I've touched tips is if I was like in the mouth at the same time as another guy,
Oh, okay.
which I did once, and we got 3 in. But it was like
Was
really.
it? But there wasn't. You weren't freaked out by it. You were just like,
No,
oh,
no.
fuck.
I was just be like, Billy, stay hard because you don't want to be like, there's 3 cocks and you're the soft one in the mouth. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing you got to worry about when there's 3 cocks being shoved into a girl's mouth. Don't mark her. Don't break her glasses. Fucking, how do you do that? Jesus. Well, there you go.
Kelly, where can people find you? You have a podcast yourself, right?
I do have a podcast. I haven't released an episode in a while, but now that I'm back here, I'm a bit more settled. I've got 3 in the bank. I'll edit those and put them out there. It's called Get Your Hand Off It.
Get your hand off it.
Yeah.
And what's
you-
it?
Get your hand. It's an excuse for me to chat with my mates for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. I should get you, like, well, let's wait for the smoke to settle from this a bit. And
Okay.
you should definitely come back and do that one.
Sure.
And we'll get someone else on who maybe is a bit, does some sexy stuff as well. We'll have a good old chat. I talk about anything. And you can find me at kellyfastuca.com and Twitter and stuff like that.
KellyFastuca.com. And what's your Twitter handle?
Kelly Fastuca.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, Kelly, you were fantastic.
Oh,
Thank
wow,
you so
I hope
much
so.
for sharing. No, what are you talking about? You were great.
Yeah.
Tell sticking it to the man.
Oh, well, it'd be funny if that guy. I wonder. It's happened before.
I have Australian listeners. Yeah. Who
I
knows?
wonder. It'd be funny if he listens to it and gives me a hard time about it, and I'll be like, "No, well, why don't? If that happens, if he contacts me and kind of goes, blah, 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 blah,
I made a podcast about it first, so whatever.
I'm gonna post them on Facebook.
Do it.
I will. I'll post them on Facebook. Well, but my parents. I'm friends with my parents. That's a thing, and I don't want them to hear or listen to anything.
You
and-
can block them from that one post.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. There's too many relatives on that fucking thing. Anyway.
Well, why don't you say goodbye to everybody?
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Oh my God, she is so good. She's so fucking funny. Love Kelly. She is fantastic. I hope you all thought so too. Go check her out on the interwebs, folks, okay? KellyFastuca.com. And go subscribe to her podcast right now. Yes, right now. Get your hand off it. It's available on iTunes and anywhere else you listen to the Man Whore podcast. And say hello to both of us on Twitter. Give us both a shout out. I'm at the Billy Procida. She's at Kelly Fastuca. That's Fastuca. Use the hashtag ManWhorePodcast. Let us know what you thought about this week's episode. And if you want to say something that's a little more than 140 characters, you can go ahead and shoot me an email at manwhorepod@gmail.com. Do go join the conversation with your fellow fan whores on the Man Whore Podcast subreddit. For all you randy Redditors, that is r/Man Whore Podcast. And until next week, people, I hope you enjoy yourselves. Take advantage of this Patreon promo period. That's PPP. That's a triple P. Patreon.com/Man Whore Podcast. Again, that's Patreon, Patreon.com/Man Whore Podcast. Support me, support the show that you love, and get access to a bunch of awesome, exclusive bonus episodes. Next week, we've got a porn journalist, Graham Panante. That sounds like just a word that comes out of porn, right? Graham Panante. Super fun guy. He's got a lot of great stories. But until next week, all right, you enjoy yourselves. Get rest, stay hydrated, and stay slutty.